free option to safely limit Ansible Playbook execution to a single machine of an inventory. Today we are going to talk about the free option to limit the execution of a potentially harmful Ansible Playbook to only one host. I'm Luca Burton and welcome in today's episode of Ansible Pilot. Let's deep dive into our use case to limit Ansible Playbook to only one hostname. I'm going to show you 3 different ways to achieve this result. Using the --limit parameter at runtime, limit the hostname in the Ansible Playbook code, and the most advanced way is to define a variable in the Ansible Playbook that you could populate on demand. Let's discuss the pros and cons of each option. Using the --limit parameter of the Ansible-Playbook command is the easiest option to limit the execution of the code to only one host. The advantage is that you don't need to edit the Ansible Playbook code before executing to only one host. Well, the drawback is that you should remember every time you execute the command, and sometimes humans are not so reliable, and when you realize the code already executed against the wrong machine. So it works, but you need to be extremely careful. Second option. Using the host statement in the Ansible Playbook allow you to specify a host or a group of hosts for your execution. The advantage is that it is more reliable than manually specifying the hostname using the --limit parameter from the command line. While the drawback is that you need to remember to edit every time the Ansible Playbook code. If you don't, you are going to execute the code probably against the last used host. Still less harmful than executing against all the inventory, but potentially a manual issue. Third option. Using the host statement in the Ansible Playbook allow you to specify also a variable that you could populate with a host or a group of hosts for the execution. Basically, if you blindly execute the Ansible Playbook code on the command line, it's doing nothing. The only way is to populate the host variable via an extra variable via console line. So you are going to inject the host name every time you execute. The advantage is that it's more reliable than manually specifying the host name using the --limit parameter from the command line. This option combines the advantages of the 2 previous options, and it's my favorite as well. Let's move to a small demo about one Ansible Playbook that potentially harmful that is going to execute against one inventory. I have only 2 hosts and I would like to limit to one host only. Welcome to my editor. First of all, let me introduce the inventory that I'm going to use during this Ansible demo. As you can see, there are only 2 hosts, demo.example.com and demo2.example.com, grouped together in the Linux group, and there are also defined some variable about SSH connection, the user that is DevOps for the connection, and the private key to use for the connection. Everything is pretty standard. So basically, if the Ansible playbook is going to execute against all node, demo and demo2 will be triggered. I would like to limit the execution to only demo.example.com. Now let me share with you one Ansible playbook harmful, or at least let's pretend together that is harmful. So let's start together with a play named Ansible Playbook that is target hosts all of my inventory and then some harmful task. So the easy way to simulate this is to use Ansible built-in debug. Please don't smile, with a message that is called harmful task. So basically this playbook is going to display the harmful task message. Yes, that is not harmful, but let's pretend together that this is a dangerous operation. Substitute with removal of a user account, delete some system important file, some directory as well, or remove some service or some critical packages. Okay? Let's move on to the terminal. Welcome to my terminal. First of all, let me execute my Ansible playbook with Ansible-playbook command as usual. -e my inventory file and then my playbook code. And drumroll, oh damn it, the code was executed against all my inventory. So demo example.com and demo2 example.com. So potentially damage demo.example.com, demo2, pardon. So what should I do? Oh, I need to add one extra parameter, limit demo.example.com. Now the execution will be only to one host, demo.example.com. But as you can see, it's very easy to break also demo2, the host that we didn't want to touch. So how can we solve this situation? Let's return to the editor. We just saw option number 1. Now I'm going to show you option number 2 to specify on the host statement the host name that we would like to target. In this case, hosts demo.example.com. In this way, all the time we execute the Ansible playbook, only demo.example.com will be targeted. Problem solved? No. Let's see on the terminal. Back on my terminal. First of all, let me clear the screen so it will be more easy to follow up. So let's execute the code with Ansible-playbook command. Let's specify -e all my inventory and my playbook. This time the execution is performed only against demo example.com. Perfect, exactly what we wanted. Yes, but somehow we lost some flexibility. What if we would like to execute this code now against demo2 example.com? We need to return to the editor and make the change. Not a great idea. Back on my editor, third option. So let's become more intelligent the host statement in my Ansible playbook. Let me substitute with the value of host variable. What's host variable is not defined. And back to my terminal. I'm going to show you the execution of option number 3. So Ansible-playbook as usual. Let me specify my inventory file and my playbook as well. This time the execution returned one error, but don't worry, it's okay. As you can see, hosts has an invalid value. So what we can do, specify one extra variable. So let's value hosts with demo.example.com, and the execution will be successful this time. As you can see, this error message save us from the execution of a potential harmful playbook on wrong host. So this is the most advanced way that a lot of people use, and a lot of time I rely on this solution. So choose one of the three solutions based on your use case. Now you know the three options to safely limit Ansible Playbook execution to a single machine that you could apply to your everyday journey based on your use case. Thank you for watching. If this video was useful for you, give me a thumbs up, write me a comment, and in general, keep in touch with me. I have a lot of interesting IT adventure to share with you on the next episode of Ansible Pilot. This video is part of our Ansible automation program. Sign up today on www.ansiblepilot.com for uninterrupted exclusive video and so much fun.